Okay.
Ready to order, yeah, I think it's 9:36, that's perfect. Roll call,
All right, Stephen Hersberg here.
Harrisburg
Angelo Garcia.
Francesca Ortega.
and Ruiba. I think John Estrella left them for, that's what I heard, that's what I.
Yeah.
That's what I. Yeah.
And then our Ernesto still hasn't taken his oath or anything, right?
Let me double check that. I last checked when I emailed you last night. As of right now, no, I don't see it.
Alright. So we got quorum, and I know Angela needs to leave a little early, but we'll still be good, even if he leaves. That's we're now down to 4.
Oh, can we go to business and everything?
Yeah, so I would move, I just want to make sure we do, I would move to have 7 done first, I guess, after adoption of minutes, so then we
Yeah.
can vote on it, and then we can go through the reading order.
Motion for that,
A second.
second, perfect. Everybody agree?
Aye.
Aye. Aye. Passes. Public comments? I don't think so. Too early for public comments anyway. but- Okay. The minutes from last time.
Yeah, they're there.
I moved to adopt the minutes.
Second.
Aye.
Everybody agree?
Aye.
Minutes from April meeting adopted. Moving on to old business. Well,
Now
no,
we're
no,
gonna do the-
no, let's go.
Yeah, let's go to 7A.
Sorry, let's go to 7A. Let's go to 7A for Angel's sake. Excellent.
Yeah,
And I
so,
saw the addition. Yeah,
yeah, so I changed
I
it,
saw the addition. Yeah.
from the last one that we had on the last agenda, from this is like, I've spent a lot of time on this.
Yes,
Just put it that way.
yeah, absolutely.
So it is what we've discussed over all this time. I mean, I think this is like accumulation of just years, honestly, of us going back and forth and these various issues.
Stephen, of all those cases, are many of them subrogation cases too, or, or we're just
which ones? I mean, the cases
Yeah,
relating to
yeah.
the right for the DOA proceedings, I mean, or those cases, I mean, none of them actually. So I tried to really, I looked really hard to try to get specific cases on when the legislator has made a cause of action have to go through some administrative hearing. And I didn't find a ton directly on point. That's where though, what is it, White case?
Yeah.
I mean, that's the case, right? It's the Florida Supreme Court case. Yeah, so Kluger White, I mean, that's the test to determining when the legislator can remove your right to go to court.
Right.
All right, and it's just 2 prongs. It has to be a substantial public purpose, right?
Purpose.
I want to make sure I'm saying this right.
An access.
And access, overpowering public necessity. Right? And no alternative method of meeting such public necessity can be shown. I think that, I mean, there's absolutely no public necessity for us to have to, anybody to have to go through a DOA proceeding.
Right.
There's,
We should
so,
include points.
public necessity is, well, no, there's, 30,000, worker comp claims every year, and then we would just flood the court, so we should have the worker comp court go through administrative proceeding and things like that. It just make it, I looked in the DOA online, and there's only 13 cases filed since DOA started accepting the last thing in place. So it's one or two things, let's be very honest. One, nobody wants to do it because of the procedure. Most attorneys have no idea how to do it. The fee shifting risks. The limitation of you gotta show a blast within 180 days and things like that. It's used as a, even though it's not like it's impossible to win, I cited a case where an HOA wanted
saw that,
$850,000 in front of mine. Okay, it's not impossible to win, but it's so unusual, the procedure to file your claim is so unusual that people just don't do it, right? Or second, which is not our position, but I guess you could still make the argument. There's no need for it.
Yeah.
So if you only have 13 cases being filed, then there's clearly no public necessity to have it go through DOA. It's gotta be one of the two.
Yeah.
It can't, so which one is, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
So that's when I searched on the DOA site and found only 13 cases, that's what I came up with. But you have to meet both prongs. I don't think they have, especially I think public necessity is exceptionally difficult to come up with. Their public necessity is what? We don't want to be sued. We don't want to hurt our business. We don't want to have to blast at a lower level. Is that their public necessity? It doesn't make any sense on that part. If you go through, I did not go through the history of the law, but I remember someone speaking about it. It was rushed through. Nobody even knew what they were voting on. At some of these times. That's the main challenge on that part, that it's unconstitutional. But the question is then, who has the right to do it? We've always discussed here that any individual that has blasting damage would have the right to do it.
Yeah.
And no one's done it. I've seen people talk about it and no one's done it. But the question is, does the town have the right? And I don't know the answer to that. But that's what, this thing doesn't say you need to file a lawsuit. It says you need to find out if you have the right to file a lawsuit. And then it says if you do, you should, right? Don't get me wrong, if the town has the right, then I think it's time that something's done. I do think, I would hope other towns would be involved.
Yeah.
There's a current controversy regarding that form, was it Form 6? Right, where town elected officials have to now do the same financial disclosure that state and county officials have to do. And I remember like 10, 15 towns are suing the state of Florida together with the law firm. And each town's got $16,000 and that's it, at least for a while, to file this lawsuit. I would hope that we could maybe do something like that, where you get a few towns involved and the cost would be substantially mitigated. But at the same time, this isn't something that I would think would cost a ton of money. It's not fact intensive. This isn't something that goes to a jury trial. It's declaratory relief. And it just makes sense to, at the very minimum, to ask the council to have the town attorney figure it out, or have somebody else figure it out. And that's what that part of the opinion is. And then you have the other three prongs of opinion. Which is, administrative, legislative, and public education.
Yeah.
And then the specific request for the ask. So I don't know if you guys have any comments on the specific request for the ask to the town on any of those.
It's always, you ask the right questions. And the right things, in each one of them. You met the right. You the right requests.
Today, I was speaking with some people, and I added a little bit more about what we've done in the past. It made it clear that we'd actually asked for some, not the lawsuit stuff, we'd asked for some of this stuff before, and usually the town has always agreed with whatever we asked for. But for example, stuff like, let's go reach out to Miramar and let's reach out. I would say that when I say the towns or the council, they haven't been as pushing in those things as much. Maybe, and it might be because we've never really been that direct to them. honestly, because we always just come up on our council report, say, hey, this is what we want you to do, and that's it, and we don't come back to them. This is a little bit more direct, all right? And then you guys can come back in August, say, hey, remember, this is what we want to do. Have you done it? Can we follow up? And this is more of a specific directive. I don't know the procedure and it is just an opinion, right? I don't know the procedure and getting it to the council. But that's.
I have a non-lawyer question, and I don't know if it's silly. So we're asking of these 5 things, right? Which I agree with.
Just in the lawsuit portion.
Well, in one of them, yeah, pretty much in one of them.
Yeah, like using this portion as an example. When you challenge, and then you say, these are the potential legal actions, right? And you list these 5 things that we're asking for them to.
Well, no,
consider.
right, it's one legal action, but like, I'm sort of saying, here are the things you should do. Determine if you have standing, okay?
Right.
Then determine if it's a decent case, and after that, okay, then go ahead and follow up.
Right.
Okay, so in these asks that we're requesting or whatever, can we add on there like something that provides like a time frame to kind of like keep things within it, not a whole year passing by and then us revisiting this? Like, could we say like, oh, our next meeting is in August, for example, could you provide an update by August of, what of this is feasible, what of this is reasonable to ask? What of this are you okay with completing and doing? I don't know if that would be too pushy. I don't know.
I think we could do that in the request.
Yeah,
When
so,
we do the request.
so the way it
Okay.
would, right, the way it would work is,
Put us on the agenda and stuff.
Right,
as
so-
quick- As quickly as possible.
so a council member. has to-
And he did mention in the conclusion, we decided
Mhm.
the time for motion is not, action is now,
Well, that you
but I know what you're
mentioned
saying. I
time.
know what you're saying about.
And I know
specific
that you
time.
mentioned, let's do this quickly, but I almost feel like,
We mentioned before the
can you do it by
legislature.
August, whatever, I don't know.
Well, that was the idea, before the legislature and.
Well, yeah, so a lot of this stuff,
A lot of-
it's happened
Has
before,
happened
because it's
before.
about, when is this starts in March? this year?
March.
March 2025. It starts in March,
March.
not the lawsuit can be done, whatever.
Right.
So the way it would work is we get a council member to put it on the agenda and
Okay.
present it. And then a council member needs to make a motion saying, okay, I want this to happen.
Right.
Like, it's not up to us to say, do it. I mean, it is up to us to say, this is what you should do. But then a council member needs to make a motion, and that motion has to pass. If that motion doesn't pass, then it can't be heard again for 6 months unless the winning side brings it back up. So I would really, I agree with that, and maybe we can add a little bit more and saying, hey, we want to follow up. Maybe we'll make sure we follow up in the next,
Or even if we agree amongst ourselves, like,
Right.
we'll follow up on XYZ date
follow up in
or
September
meeting,
or something, right?
that's fine too. I don't know if it's appropriate to add it here, but like, when I read it, I thought everything was perfect. Again, some of this kind of goes over my head because I'm not an attorney. But at the same time, I was like, if there could be one piece of feedback, I like almost want to put like a time frame on it, but I
We
didn't know
could
if
say,
that was possible.
we could say, yes, I can add some time frame and say, listen, this should be done within the next 3 months to correspond with getting everything ready for 2025. This should be done in the next 5 months or 6 months, something like that. Yeah, we can put something like that.
Yeah, so like, then they can't say, we were unaware that if it wasn't done within these 5 months, we would
Right.
miss.
I mean,
X,
I think
Y, Z.
the legislative administrative is self-explanatory. Everything's
Right.
focused in 2025,
Correct.
Right,
so they all know how that works.
right.
But yeah, we can put some, I'll put some,
Dates, maybe, or-
some
Because
kind of.
everyone on the council is so, and I'm just making an assumption, right? Not everyone is as privy to these timeframes as you guys are.
No, they all know. No, everyone on the council knows what's going on. They do.
Not that they don't know what's going on, like, I feel like when you know something's gonna happen in August, but you don't realize like, oh, wait, it's like a domino effect.
No, I mean, but the 2025 thing, the legislative session can't catch them by surprise because
It's there, it's a set.
It's
It's,
a
at the same time, the council will be completely different by the time that becomes.
I was gonna say that. That was one of the
Oh,
main
that's
things. We
right.
have a totally different council.
And Brian are going to be there,
Right.
which they're both are former members.
Right, which are good. That's
Right.
very good.
So that's good, and then either Josh or Tony, then everybody else will be different, but.
We're banking on that.
Right,
We're banking on that too, because it's gonna be totally different.
Claro, because now you're talking about people who have, not, I don't wanna say relationship with the
Trajectory,
guy,
but they have,
but
yeah, they
not-
know knowledge.
yeah,
Right.
okay, I see. what
Yeah,
you're
I
saying.
mean, I'm confident that those two will
Yeah.
push things.
Yeah, you're right, I had forgotten
Yeah.
about
Totally
the
new
change.
council, totally new council.
But still,
As of even
it's-
August, not even
But-
November, but, yeah.
But, it needs to be addressed now.
Of
And needs
course,
to start being pushed now, because if we wanna get something ready for 60, 90 days before March,
Right.
which is
It's all momentum.
January
It's all
or
momentum.
December, then you gotta start getting it ready now.
Correct.
So, you
Correct.
know, that's on the legislative side. And then on the legal side, it's not gonna be up to us, it's gonna be up to the council, it's gonna be up to the
County attorney, city attorney, town attorney,
town attorney, or, I mean,
Or-
I don't know,
or maybe even.
or hire
Yeah,
somebody
or
to
hire-
make an opinion on the issue, I don't know. It depends if the town attorney wants to provide that opinion themselves or not. And that's where the cost comes in is, I have no idea how much it would cost to hire some, constitutional attorney, or you don't, or you go through the town attorney, right? You know? And we have plenty of people that I think that would help. But that's something that's really up for the council to decide on those specifics. I think we need to make the ask for them to do these things. And, we see what they want to do, see if they have any questions or whatnot.
Yeah.
Any comments?
Anything else? Yeah. I'm gonna
Changes?
ask any-
No.
No. Okay.
Just remove John's thing.
Yeah, it's unfortunate. You know why? I hope, I doubt he's watching, but, one of the reasons I really pushed for that is I remember one meeting, I don't know if it was in December or January. John just sat there and he just came back from Tallahassee and I remember it specifically saying,
It was
what are we
February.
doing? We gotta do something.
Yeah,
Yeah,
And I remember saying that, you know what?
I think it was the
we gotta do
February
something
meeting.
Now.
February.
I don't know, whenever it was.
Yeah, whatever it was.
And this
I
was the guy who just went up to Tallahassee. I remember him in Tallahassee saying, I understand why the process is slow now. I understand. Look at all the stuff we have to do with all these people we're talking to, and the politics and the dynamics. And then 2 months later, he gets really passionate, like, we gotta do something about it. And I agree. The town's been around for 25 years and they've tried. We've been alone. Nobody's helped us. And you know what? Nobody might help us. They might be alone. But if they want if the town wants their best shot in their most fair playground, it's not lobbying against the multi-billion-dollar industry, it's going to court. That's where the town is on equal footing. Doesn't matter how much money you pay your lobbyists in court. So, I just don't see any other viable options other than, of course, continuing to pursue legislative action, but that's been it's just the momentum's not there, the want from the entire legislators not there. It's not due to failure of effort. We know the effort's been there. Just, you gotta convince over 88 people. I don't know, whatever, 98, whatever the number is.
Big number. Still a big number.
Whatever the number is. Do the math right now. But you gotta convince that many people, and then you gotta convince more than half the Senate too, so. It's a lot of work to get something like this passed. You might have more luck in court, and it's not about shutting them down or any of them, it's just about them making them change their behavior. And then if people believe they have damage. they-
Relief. It's a
They
relief.
can seek relief, and they might win, they might not, that's up to them. And that's up to a court, it's up to a jury, instead of just one guy sitting in a conference room in Miami or Tallahassee. All right, so then I would move to approve, this opinion. I will also add that I will
Second.
make some cleanups. I attach a bunch of stuff, I will cite to them, so I'll add more footnotes and cites, and then, what is it called? Mark up what like exhibit they are. And then we need to discuss, like a cover page.
Mhm. Do you mind putting up on the screen the opinion that I sent over, which is not, the information is not accurate, cause I used the very first draft that I'll emailed,
Right.
but I just wanted you guys to have an idea.
Is it this one? It is, right?
Yeah, it is.
A second share. it.
That's Angie. Angie always.
I did that,
It's
yeah,
ended.
that was on mine.
Oh, I see.
My first one, I must have spell check.
Yeah, cause I feel like I copy pasted the information, but
It was my mistake. I saw that, I changed it right away. It was just too late.
Bear with me while this.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not passing you, so you just.
Okay.
Okay. Um,
Oh, okay, well. Really what I did was just put the background that we've been using for the flyers and stuff. I cleaned up a little bit, like the footer being on every page.
Yeah. We can do that.
And, you know, I just made the headers of certain section a little more,
You want like a number page in the bottom of it?
I did,
Yeah.
there's numbers at the
Oh,
bottom,
okay, yes.
but I did not put. I just realized there was something that.
Yeah, page two, page this, page that.
Yeah, the page numbers are there.
Yeah.
There's something I noticed. It's the last page.
No, I mean, maybe you can push the right somewhere. There you go.
Okay. Okay. At the signature portion, I had removed the names. I can add it back. Because since I put all of our information in the cover to like start it off, you know? It's just a matter of preference,
Right.
whatever you guys prefer.
I like the cover page a lot. I just don't know. I mean, obviously I write in a very different way. Where I don't, I never have to present, everything I write just looks exactly the same.
Right,
And I don't know how it would, I mean, I like to keep the text simple, like it looks like a Word document, I guess. you could
Okay.
say, without the colors. I want the cover page and then we can remove the footer from every page. I think we should keep the cover page the same. I guess my only question is, I don't know how it's going to look with keeping, I like the background, right? I just don't know how that looks if we keep the text the same.
if you keep the text like all black and white.
Yeah.
I guess.
For sure, I want the cover page. I think that's.
I
that's the
can
way to
show
start.
you
And
why.
for stuff.
Is the mouse
Is that
on the
eliminating
inside
the
of the screen?
footnotes and all that? Or does the
Oh,
footnotes
here we go.
here
Alright,
on another section, you know what I mean?
I mean, I know, I want the footnotes.
Me too.
In the document.
Yeah. So I don't know.
No,
I
the
wonder-
footnotes are there. They're-
the footnotes are here, it's
The
just
footnotes
that back
are there.
then,
It's
we
that
didn't
back-
have.
we didn't have
a lot
them.
more. And I know I have to add a few more.
There you go.
Yeah.
Because I want the footnotes in it too, yeah,
Look,
agree.
so you can have an idea if we go up. Wow, computer, where is the mouse?
I don't know why it's,
I think it's down the
Here.
bottom.
do you want me to try? I have another mouse, I can turn it.
Oh, maybe it's dying,
I
so
think
the
so.
signal's in and out.
There's another one.
Don't be that blind. I don't think it would look bad to your point though, like if we kept all of text black,
Yeah,
I don't think.
That's what I would, I think that's the way I think it looks best is we keep the cover page. We keep the way the pages look,
Mhm.
but then we keep the format of the text like this.
Okay.
I think that's the way I would go.
Yeah.
And I do think we should add the people back on the bottom. Sort of like
Yes.
the signature.
Yeah.
That's what we
Yes.
put.
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah,
Yes, you need to.
We're not gonna add like the little S.
No, no,
yeah.
no. We need to
But
put
we'll,
it- No, we need to
I
put
think
it,
we should
we need to put it,
go like
it's
that.
a cover page or something else.
Yeah,
It's a different.
I think we put
It's
it
not a
there.
page.
No, and as like an ending.
Yeah,
you
yeah,
know,
yeah,
it's- it's
Yeah,
a
yeah.
good- Yeah. So you see, I just switched everything back to black. I think it looks
Okay, I
perfect.
think that's fine. Okay.
And it would look more official, but at the same time.
It gives more of a
Right.
presentation, not just like a filing.
Yeah, now,
Right.
when you present this opinion to the board. Are you gonna be, you're gonna give it to them, but are you gonna speak on it?
So we'll talk about that next. Yeah, I assume we would,
Eventually,
but I honestly don't know. It's not up to me. It's up to
Because
the council members.
if,
Right.
But
I think,
I think it would be nice to print out, have
For
some
each one of
binding
them, yeah.
versions and give to
Yeah.
everybody.
yeah,
We would need 6, 7. I would give it to the clerk, the manager,
town
and
attorney.
attorney, so you need 10.
okay, so. This would look great, whether it's, if it's presented on real paper, right?
Yes.
But if you get the opportunity to present it in front of the council, then I would much rather like lay it out in a way
No,
that's a
no,
little
no.
more
It's
presentable,
it's
but
just
you
gonna
don't think
be,
so?
it's gonna be, they're gonna have it in their
They'll have it in
agenda.
their-
I would, if we assuming we got an agenda, I would,
They'll have it like this.
we would give
In front
them
of them.
like a
they'll have it in
binded
front.
one, but there's no like PowerPoint.
Yeah.
Oh, okay,
Yeah, they have it in front.
We'll just have it in front of them,
Yeah.
and then I would, again, not my decision, but the idea would be for them to ask questions.
Right.
And that's it.
okay, then that's perfect. I just wasn't sure if there was gonna be something on screen,
No.
because this doesn't render very
No,
well.
it's not gonna be on screen. It's gonna be.
Okay.
No.
So my idea would be, I need to finish any changes ASAP immediately. Because there's a time limit, so, Brian, Councilman Maria, he was here
Right, more than that, yeah.
on Monday. So he was discussing the timeline to get it on the agenda in June. So it needs to be, somebody needs to request it. I mean, I think you've decided you'll give it to him since
I'll
he
give
was
it to
here.
him,
You give it to him by the 30th, I think, or really the 29th. So we should
I mean,
By the 30th, yeah, that's
If
what I
you-
wanted, but
aim to give it, have it ready right away.
oh.
so if you finish it up, whatever, just
Me
I'll
adding,
finish it today.
finish it today and then I'll
I'll
send it to
finish
you.
it today.
Yeah,
You need to
I'll
then
request it.
add,
the background on what, put the,
Right.
put the cover, get
Yeah.
rid of unfortunately
Send that
John.
to
I wish we could have him on there because he was a big, in my opinion, a big
yeah,
spark for pushing this. Make it Angelo Garcia, so Angela Garcia. And then it needs to go to Rudy, and Rudy is the chair. You can reach out to the
Reach
council
out to
member
the councilman.
to get it on the agenda.
okay, so.
Now let's try to have it all done by Tuesday.
Exactly.
If you send me this final text,
Mhm.
let's call it today, even though it doesn't have to be today. It'll only take me like 30
Okay.
minutes to add whatever, so it's not,
But so I'm gonna send you the final text and then I'll send a separate PDF with the exhibits, I'll call them. I'm not gonna call them exhibits in here, I don't know what I'm gonna call them.
Okay.
With the exhibits, that'll be a
Okay.
separate PDF. That's just, you don't change anything. That's just
Okay.
the PDF and then.
but I'll merge it all
attach
together to
You
one.
merge it all together.
Okay,
And then, we won't have a meeting before then. I'm happy to take care of it, I just don't know where to do it. Assuming we get on an agenda, I would want to print 10 of these. I guess not 10, we should do 13, so all.
At least it's the next one. Yeah.
To present at that meeting or even before. My plan is, assuming we get on the agenda comes out 7 days before. I would then reach out to all 7 members of the council and ask them if they have any questions beforehand to call
mhm,
us.
Right, 'cause
and-
council meeting is on the 11th.
Yeah.
June 11th.
And ask, because it's better they start asking questions now than just right there.
of course,
So, but I would definitely want those, I guess, binded, whatever you call it.
I know of a company that does it. So I'll share the contact info with you. It all boils down to how many pages it's gonna be at the end, like the
Right.
final product, for them to give you an actual price, but
Yeah, I
it's
mean,
not
it's not-
anything crazy.
It's not gonna be anything crazy. Each one will be maximum 80 pages, not even.
Yeah.
It won't be anything crazy.
Okay, now, just so
I-
that
I
I'm
agree.
clear, the exhibits are going to follow this
Yeah,
page.
with the next page.
Okay,
And what I'll probably call them is tabs, and I'll put tab A, tab B, tab C, and I'll put
Okay.
a cover page for each tab. That's what I was thinking about doing. That's how I'm probably gonna do it.
well, if you want, I can make the tab cover page be a minimalistic version of this, so it's more consistent.
that'd be.
So just when you send me the email, you're gonna send, or IO, whatever. When you send this, you're gonna have the Word document with all these pages, right?
Well, yeah.
We're gonna add all the names,
We can just,
send it to each other.
Yeah.
Perfect. Then after this is gonna be, let's call it the 30 pages of exhibits. But then each one of these exhibits is gonna have a cover
yeah,
to create separation between.
Separation.
Okay, and then let's also just talk about how it's gonna look. So it'll have, what I'll do is reduce the size of this so it doesn't overpower the cover. Obviously, it won't make mention of the members, and then it'll be called like tab A and maybe the name of whatever that tab is.
Mhm.
Okay? Do you wanna add between these two pages, like a table of contents? I think that would make it look.
Go ahead, yeah, you can add it.
official.
You can
Yeah.
do that, yeah.
Okay, but in the table of contents, do you want these primary headers
I
to
would
create?
do the
slide?
introduction and then the primary letter, the four primary things.
The whole thing.
Okay, I know that you don't want, I know that you don't want color differentiation. Like the text, it's all black,
Right.
but when you send it to me, highlight those sections so that I don't slip up on the table of contents, and then I'll remove the highlighting. So it'll be covered, table of contents, and then we conclude with this page with the list of things and then all the tabs.
Yes,
Okay. And the page numbers, you're fine with the page numbers like this?
however you think looks best.
I think it looks better like this, and then with the table of contents, it's gonna make even more sense. Like, there's no need for 1 of 14
Right.
because you have a table.
Yeah.
We're making a book, guys. Okay, perfect. Let me write these down.
So let's just summarize that in a motion, so everything. Sunshine
Everything I just said.
all right, so we already approved the opinion, so now the motion is that I am going to finalize the opinion with additional or any changes
That
I
we're
think
meant-
necessary, the changes mentioned, including adding the tabs. And then I'm going to send the Word doc with a separate PDF of the tabs, and what I'll do is I'll put the tab, like the tab A, tab B before when each tab stops, so then you know where to input them. When you're talking about putting in the revised one.
Tabs, yeah.
Then you'll clean it up, make it look however you want, add a table of contents, and then you'll send it to the chair, and the chair will then reach out to the council member to get it on the agenda with a reminder, we gotta try to do this by Tuesday to make sure it gets on the agenda for June.
Mhm. You got it.
So I will take
More
care of
than
this
that.
today.
Oh.
So that's my motion.
I'll second.
Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Okay.
All right,
So we're good with the opinion.
yes.
Very good.
I don't know what else.
Then the submittal and all that and custom, yeah.
Yeah, so we already
We got
discussed
that.
the middle as well.
Seven, doesn't be.
Let's just make sure we go over the budget quickly.
The budget, I was gonna say that, yeah.
I sent over that Excel to Isle. So the current budget was 7,500. We didn't go through it. I don't expect us to go through it. The year ends September 30th. I don't see us doing anything before September 30th. It's clearly a good amount of money. My two comments would be, I added a request for $1,000 more for marketing materials, because the way I understand it is, because this is the first time we had a budget. If you have a $7,500 budget for travel, you can't say, oh no, but let's use 1,500 for an event, right?
Right,
Yeah, they should be
Right.
whatever they're done.
For whatever it
So
is.
that's why I added 1,000. Whether or not, usually the council doesn't like to make budgets for any committees larger at all.
Is it here?
Would we shift it?
In the other one, we had it. And
It's there, it's in the last one.
Actually,
It's in what I sent. we could just say, let's do 6,500 for travel, 1,000 for,
Marketing.
for marketing.
I have a question, because remember when we were going back and forth that we had just gotten the money, we thought we could group things together, right? So the way that it's divided here, printing and binding, promotional materials, and shirts and supplies, could we allocate $1,000 to be spent in those three groups, or would it have to be 500 for shirts and supplies, 500 for promotional materials?
That's,
You should request it, in a designated line.
Right, because I'm assuming those are like budget codes or something.
Yeah,
Right,
yeah,
okay.
they give the committees codes.
I mean, so two things, if. And I've said it before at different, I know I said it at the last council report. If there was a momentum and a bill did go up to committee or something, 7,500 wouldn't be enough,
That wouldn't be enough.
right? We would have to go up multiple times,
Time.
multiple times in the span of weeks. But that's, I don't think the council would have a problem with that. We would just
Right, that
go
would be
go to them and
special.
ask for them.
Right.
So that's why instead of increasing the budget, I think it makes, since 6,500 should be more than enough to do 2 trips in 2025, which is still should be the goal. Committee week trip and a legislative session trip. And I think that the 3 to 4 members is the way to
Is
do
the way
it.
to go.
6,500 should be more than enough for
Yeah.
that. I think we should go down to 6,500 for that and put 1,000 for, I don't know if we split the 1,000 or just say 1,000 for promotional and marketing.
What she's
material.
saying, it should be separate because it's by budget code.
Right, I mean, we don't need shirts. I've never been, I never thought we needed shirts.
Okay.
We're not,
And you don't think it's a specific, marketing is enough of a differentiation between the trip.
so marketing
You
would
say
cover
marketing.
flyers.
Right.
It would,
Right, so you could just say marketing.
Because the options that are currently listed here are printing and binding, promotional materials, and shirts and supplies.
You could
Is
do
there
that
an
as
option for marketing?
Yeah.
You can add marketing.
Okay, so that's.
At that point, you're requesting just a new.
that
Well,
or is it, or is it just promotional material? I don't know. I guess we need both.
You can call it marketing.
The thing is, if you call it marketing, you could use it for printing, you could use it for
Right.
binding, you could-
Right.
that's why,
You
like,
can use it for social media, but.
yes.
Right.
Yes,
Marketing.
and then put $1,000 in that bucket, and you're saying reduce that one to 6,500.
Yeah, I mean, we didn't, I forgot if you, I think our total spend for the 2 trips was 5,500. The second trip was 3 people, but it was also very last minute, so that made it.
Yeah,
a little
made
bit
it more expensive.
So, and you know, I think 6,500 is enough.
Yeah,
If it isn't, we could always request a little bit more,
Yeah.
or people, you know, can spend a little bit of their own money to
Yeah.
cover the difference.
nobody's gonna,
Right. So that's what I think we should do. We should keep it, to make sure we actually get the line item request, if they would keep it at 7,500.
Yep.
Don't increase the budget since we don't really need to, since we didn't spend our money, why would we ask for more money?
yeah, how's that gonna be justified?
It's not at all. So keep our budget the same. 6,500 for travel and 1,000 for promotional
Okay.
marketing,
I
whatever.
second that,
All in favor?
I,
Aye, it is, the budget.
What do we need to send to you?
What did it send to you? Aye.
So we need to fill out the. There's certain like columns they want us to fill out. So they want year-end production for your items. So you really only have one line item right now, which is
Mhm.
travel.
And it shouldn't change.
And year-end production,
It's
I'm happy to fill it out for you with
Yeah,
just
the
the
current-
number that is right now, because I
correct.
don't think you guys are gonna be doing anything else.
Mhm.
And then any budget comments that you wanna add on there.
What does that mean?
I guess like
We did a good job
making
not
your
spending
case
more
as
money.
to why,
Making why we need it for next year, the same
Yeah.
item,
I think we should provide an
travel,
explanation.
travel costs is not, can change, is.
Right, I was
fluctuate.
gonna say that, yeah, it's
So even
it's
though-
dependent on how many trips,
Yeah,
depending
depending
on results in Tallahassee.
But we should also say that we didn't spend all the money because we were limited in only being able to spend it in travel. Because if we didn't have that limitation, we would have spent it. cause we could have done marketing, so we could, yeah, right, to justify the switch, so that way.
Right.
And for them not to say, we're gonna lower your budget to 5,500, because you obviously don't need them.
Right, agree.
So I'm gonna add marketing as a new one.
Mhm.
Yeah, you're not in.
Coming up, requesting.
Let's see this relationship.
So we're good with 7A, B, and C.
Yeah.
I'm just going to move to defer 6B to the next meeting.
Okay.
I'll just let you know that, quickly. City Doral, I contacted, Mayor Braga, but she's been busy.
Very busy, has a lot of issues over there, but
So I'll contact her again and
I
ask to see.
contacted, I might be needing one of the council members and I'm gonna
I
work
mean,
on.
she responded to me and said, great, I would love to have a Zoom
Yeah.
meeting to discuss getting something done with, Doral. But then I think like the shooting happened 3 days later. So,
Right.
I know she's been busy.
No, that and the,
I'll respond back. City and Homestead, I actually spoke with Councilman Maria. He reached out to that councilwoman, Avila, I believe her name was, that put the blasting items in Homestead on their agenda. It seems like they've gone to the position that they just want to have sort of a liaison, which right now is
the
the
city manager.
city manager.
Yeah.
I'm gonna reach back out. I'll reach out directly to the city manager, see what he's doing. I would love to share our materials with him, things like that. And I'll give some sort of update in the next meeting. And then written request to municipalities, what I'll do is, based off this, right? We should have a letter ready that would be sent, I don't know, via through the council or just through the mayor's office, to the municipalities that we've discussed in the opinion, to help and join our efforts. So I'll start drafting that letter so we can approve the
Okay.
next.
Gotcha.
Yeah,
That was
I
different.
like that. And maybe we print extra of the report
So it's.
of the opinion, like in case you have any meetings with municipalities, you can take it with you. As like, look what we did, I suggest you do the same.
Yeah, I guess.
I do want to bring up really quick the marketing presentation that we put together for the HOA.
That's where we go.
If I may,
Yeah.
because I just want to make sure I have this correct.
Oh, of course.
So for year-end productions, obviously I'll fit it in. So there's 2 columns, I guess, that they're asking us to fill out in terms, one is needs request and the other one's wish list.
I mean, we're
There's
not,
a difference to you
we're
guys.
not, right, we're not changing our total budget, so I'd say they're both needs. So 6,500 in travel is a need and.
So you're saying
marketing is-
6,500 for the travel
Right.
and 1,000.
Yeah.
For
and-
the
So which is
marketing.
keeping it at the same amount as dividing it.
Correct.
Okay,
Different.
and then
And then-
wish list.
You put 0.
Yeah, we don't have any wishes.
Wish list, 0.
Okay.
That, it finishes.
Yeah,
Comes to an.
file a lawsuit. That's
File a
what
lawsuit.
Perfect. I'll send you guys a copy of that anyway, so you know. And I'm also gonna be sending you guys an email of, I believe. The budget officer has already confirmed the dates
Yeah.
for when we're doing budgets here in the town, the council meeting.
It's in June, sometime in July.
Yeah, so let me confirm the date.
Nothing.
And I will send it, okay, and I'll send it to you guys because, this year they want you guys to present it. In person to council, what's different this year than last year is that last year I think there was a presentation, but it was kind of like a workshop. There was no actions that the council could have taken at that meeting, this time around, it's supposed to be with quorum so that they can decide on anything if they wish to vote on
That's
it.
fine. I like that. It's a good idea.
So I'll let you just keep in mind those dates, because you guys will have to go up there and present.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah. just-
Right.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay.
I think it's June. Sometime in June.
So- There's no pending item for now on our side for the budget. You took care of the spreadsheet and that's gonna.
Yeah,
be
that's
Right.
it, that's what I'm submitting.
That's it, that was recently.
Okay,
So
perfect.
you guys are good.
Okay.
Moving on to
Last thing.
marketing. HOA.
Do you mind putting the presentation up really quick and sharing the screen? But I'll show my computer here so it's easier for us to make a decision. if you look at the printed version, you're gonna see that the first one is the original and then the second one is the revised, right? That revised incorporates some feedback from Hope Reynolds. That there was some of it that was very obvious that we should make the change, you know, like information that wasn't clearly legible. But then there was other aspects
I
of
guess
like,
I'm still a little confused, which one's revised?
okay,
Oh, the
The
ones
second
that
one,
have the
yeah, the
stamps?
third page.
Right.
yeah. Right top there.
Revised as in you added
Yeah,
it?
yeah, that word there.
revised as in I
Right then.
incorporated Hope's changes,
Mhm.
but I wanna get your opinion before
Okay.
I make it the final. So I'll let you read it really quick. The who we are original was much more short and condensed and it matched the website versus Hope's.
And I would say once this is up, once this is approved, we should get it on the website.
Yeah, of course. And because it's going on the website, I didn't want to make the decision on my own about whether or not we should change our mission based on Hope's recommendation.
Yeah, number 2 is not exactly that accurate. Mayor Kala did a good job with getting like the town hall, which was not a bad event, but something that Abel
Right.
did a good job in getting both the first one and the second one done. And it surely helped,
Right.
but technically the resolution never even passed. We did work with a lot, I don't know, I honestly wouldn't even, I discussed number 2 in the opinion. The only reason it officially happened is because the mayor doesn't have, in the county mayor system government, the mayor doesn't have the power to do those things. The commission has to tell the mayor, right? At least that's my understanding. So, it was Senator Garcia who got the resolution and got the lobbyists involved. I will be very clear, I don't know how much they actually did.
Yeah.
We met with them,
We
they
met
met with
with
us there
with
when we were
us.
there.
Mhm.
I have no other knowledge of anything they've done.
Right.
I saw it more as something to push to get done for next year. At least we got it done the first time. They know about us now.
Right.
I really not aware of any meetings they had or anything like that. I'm not
So-
sure exactly how I would frame it. I don't mind mentioning the county. But maybe we just mention it as the county. I don't know, because they both had the mayor had a role in it and Senator Garcia both had a role in it. At the same time, nothing was officially passed. It was more, it was a pass, it was a resolution that was passed, but never entered. That was like a whole procedural thing. He took it off the poll list and all this stuff. That was a little bit above my head on how it works on the county level. Bad lobbies, how actually there's. How about in 2023 is successful. It was only in 24, it was in 23. And I really don't know. The Miami, I mean, they weren't sent to Tallahassee. The guy spends Tallahassee. I have no idea if he did anything. I mean, being honest, I have no
Right.
idea. Maybe
So-
what we do is we've been successful with coordinating efforts with
Oh,
the
wait, you
mayor's
moved up
office.
to the accomplishments.
Yeah, I'm looking at success to date, number 2.
He was number 7.
Yeah.
He's in page 7.
Oh, yeah, I don't know where.
She was in page 1 and 2.
I was.
Oh, I know, I thought
She
they
was
were
too.
great. I'm
She
good with both of
She
them.
was either use one or the other.
The
No, I'm good- I'm
short
good with-
one
I'm-
is the one that matches the
I'm
website.
good with the revised one,
The revised one's fine.
and I
Yeah.
trust her opinion on that.
Yeah, the revised one's nice.
That's why I went to the next revised one. I think maybe number 2 should say,
There's actually a couple more revised ones that I just wanna highlight, but they're not factual changes, so I didn't put the stamp,
So it's
okay?
like page.
So if you
So-
go to, like, I made some of the changes she recommended here in affected areas, it didn't print correctly on your thing.
it did not.
But if you look at it on my screen, you'll see it's obviously much better.
Yes.
I did it myself, I didn't use her version, but I
But how
tried
do
to
you?
improve it.
Okay,
The queries page, I changed it to match the color pattern.
okay, that's good.
Let me see on yours, does it come out?
It sort of does.
Oh, okay, it's kind of, okay, well, it looks better on the screen. Then on the where does blasting take place page.
Mhm.
I also changed the way the information shows up.
On the lobby, right?
All right, yeah, those all look fine.
Yeah.
I mean, how-
Those
Now-
will look fine too.
Now for the accomplishments, right? That's what we called it originally. And then Hope's recommendation was to change accomplishment to success to date, which I really, really like.
That's,
I
I
really
like
like
them all.
that.
I don't have.
Now,
okay with it.
this is my opinion and you guys let me know what you feel. I think that the 4 bullets, leaving them generic as they were in the original slide, mentioning Miami-Dade pilot program, collaboration, lobbying and educating. I prefer it to be short and condensed over these explanations, because the more information, the easier it is to become, for it to become outdated. Right? If we say we collaborate with any and everybody,
Right.
right?
Yeah.
If we go into detail with how we've collaborated, I feel like at a presentation, we can emphasize on how we've collaborated versus listing all that information.
You actually do later on.
Right, so I
You
would
actually do later
rather,
on. See,
I would rather
So,
update it
it's
at
either
that
this-
level.
well, it's either one of the two. You can't have all.
Right.
You just explained it after.
Right. I
So then
think
I'll
it gets
just-
repetitive.
Then I'll just-
yeah, I agree.
Then I'll
'cause
just
then
put
we're
this
putting, we're explaining.
Instead
it.
of explaining.
Accomplishments, I like
Yeah.
success per date, then
Mhm.
make the basic ones, cause then we're explaining to it. I'm gonna get a
Yeah,
little,
because we explain it afterwards in the
I'm gonna
next
get
slide.
a- right, I'm gonna get a little picky here. About the pictures. So lobbying, I wish we had a picture of just of that, don't get me wrong,
Yeah.
but the vice mayor was there too. Um. And so was Councilman Rama. But he's a candidate for town mayor.
Yeah.
Okay.
I feel like we should have.
I know. I know.
Now, the pictures of Brian.
The lobby.
Yeah. And the picture of
Forgot
Brian,
he
I
was
mean,
on that.
Brian's already on the council now, he's not being elected anytime soon.
Yeah.
That one, I don't know, I guess that's okay. Based off that. I just don't want it to feel like we're promoting anybody, maybe we
Right,
can't even do
that's what
that
you're saying.
as well. I
Yeah.
feel like we shouldn't be promoting any council members.
Yeah,
Okay,
Regardless.
or mayors or
Any-
whatever.
Regardless of,
Yeah.
regardless if they're. not
His
going
dogs
to
might say, hey, where am I?
Right, yeah, and you know.
And Marilyn might say, hey,
And
where
all of
am
them,
I?
and all of them have supported us.
Yeah,
without
they've
any
also
question.
supported. Yeah, I agree.
I just want to be fair. That's all. So maybe we just redo those 2 pictures.
okay. So the lobbying photo, I wanna say there's a picture of us that day without him.
That or.
I think that
yeah.
there is.
I mean, I know
I
for
think-
sure we have pictures from the past.
Yeah.
Please.
this picture.
We, at least the first 2 years.
Yes.
Last year we did it, we're over the picture thing.
Yeah.
For the first 2 years, let's take a picture, whatever. But I prefer to have more current members, but then at the same time, honestly, I don't know if, he wants to be on this,
Who?
Mr. Martinez. With this conflict with the county.
Right, with the conflict of the count.
Okay.
I
And
thought
at
about
the same
that.
time, I personally don't want to be on it as well.
Okay.
Because you're
so
running,
what
because he's running,
pictures
because he's
are we
running, because
using?
he's running,
I don't know, it's not fair.
because he's
You know
running,
it's
because he's
unfair.
running. He's running.
It's unfair, that's right.
And then once I'm off the board, I'm still, so.
You're still,
Yeah,
God, this sucks.
I just want to be very fair,
You're right, okay.
so we'll just take pictures of you 2 guys.
Oh, my God.
No,
Just us and everything.
no, the contact info, stuff is in.
Yeah, I don't
You-
think
you
you-
have it.
I like having the pictures, understand the purpose for having
Right.
pictures.
Okay.
It makes it more captive, maybe we can let me see if I can find something different,
Okay,
okay?
I got you,
okay. So
I got you.
I switched this page to success today and left it the way it was originally,
Right.
okay? Now, when we move on to each individual bucket, this information changed slightly. The collaboration picture, we're gonna swap. The lobbying picture, we are going to swap, but I want you guys to review these bullets because I really like the way that Hope rewrote it. But I don't know that it's factually correct the way everything is being mentioned.
The lobbying is correct.
Okay.
Collaboration's right. And yeah, education, no, she did a good job.
No, she did.
Yeah.
Very good at this.
Yeah.
Very good.
As
agree.
long as it's factually correct, I trust her opinion.
Okay.
Right,
And
appreciate
then,
it.
everything else was basically how to take action, reporting the blast with a QR code.
Yep.
Contacting your elected officials with the different mentions of the, bills, but obviously that will
The
change over
only
time.
thing is, just to be fair to everybody, I think we would redo the pictures. And that
Right.
includes,
Yeah,
to be fair to our former chair who works for the county now.
yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
okay, so the 3 pictures will be replaced.
I will,
Everybody has that piece of homework to help me find. some
yes, I will
pictures.
give you some ideas. I'll look through the
I
archives,
think I'll look through the records.
the blasting archives to see what we can find.
Yeah.
But I just, it's just that's what's fair.
Okay, and then the rest, I added these little contact info slides, because I thought it was nice based on whoever
Yeah.
was doing the presentation. Okay,
I think, yeah, that's good. I think that's
Um,
good.
you like how I came up with my fake headshots that I grabbed from Steven's event?
That's pretty good.
Okay.
Photoshopping is amazing.
The last thing I wanted to mention was the topic that was brought up a couple meetings ago about having business cards. So I created, I recreated it based on your town business card. Isle, do you mind bringing that up really quick? The business card? Yeah. It has identical information with different, colors, not even different colors, they're very similar. But I obviously use whatever I thought was most similar. If the town gives me their PMS colors, I can match it identically. And I just wanted your opinion in having Isle to ask for permission from the marketing team for.
Yeah, so the town obviously needs to be okay with it.
At this point, you haven't gotten anything. I know you submitted it.
I didn't
Well,
ask.
but- Okay,
I added it as an attachment to the email for us to discuss today and get the
Okay.
motion approved, and then for you, after that,
Looks really
to
good.
ask for permission.
By the way, the town should, at least for like the council members and
Hey,
stuff, they should
They
add
should do,
pictures.
they
like
should
that.
add the
They
pictures,
should have you,
because they don't have pictures, I don't even know,
yeah, they don't have pictures on there.
In- the town council people, they don't have pictures.
Oh, wow, okay.
That's nice, that looks
I think I
good.
have Brian's
Okay.
card. No.
So,
No, I don't.
somebody second the motion to get her,
Yes,
to get it
second.
approved to,
Third.
And then let's just go ahead and motion this as well. I'll motion that,
to post the final version.
we will,
Post the
we
over.
approve this version for you to prepare the final version,
Mhm.
other than we will work and provide you proposed pictures that are within the realms of the issues I discussed relating to current
Conflicts.
members, political conflicts and employment conflicts. And then I would also then motion that the same motion that once it's finalized, you can disseminate to everybody and ask that the town post it on the blessing website,
Website.
blessing page.
I second the motion.
Third. All agree, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Aye.
Okay,
We have done the same.
past our time.
Good.
So let's just confirm, I will finish up the pinging, you will then clean it up,
Mhm.
and then Rudy will then send it
Yeah.
to the council.
I'll have the council.
Okay, let's all try to get that done by Tuesday.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Okay,
Motion to adjourn.
motion to
Second.
turn second.
Thank you,